5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. Ba-ba-dum bum bum, ba-ba-dum bum bum. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. No, that's not me greeting your mother. Great, fantastic banter. Um, Hi ho. Is hi ho like a real phrase that people say? I've never heard anyone saying it on their way into work. Usually on the way into work, 7 a.m. If I was in that scenario, on the district line, there's no one singing, and if you were, you would get some death stares. No one would outright tell you to be quiet because obviously we'd rather just look at you and all be miserable about it, rather than someone just saying it. But yeah, I don't know if hi ho is a thing created by Snow White and the Disney franchise, or if that's like a thing they say out. Maybe it's like another country thing. It means like let's go. It's like a foreign thing. Or if Disney just decided, let's create a phrase that means let's go, but instead of just saying let's go, let's say hi ho. What's up, whore? No, okay. What am I doing? Pod a day. 35. That's a nice number. It's not like a landmark number, but it's a nice one. Yeah, it's a nice one. I think I've more than improved myself at this point. I'm not gonna like stop. Like I feel like once you're all like early days, like I know 35 is still early days, but once you're like 10, maybe 15, maybe even like 21 kind of range, it's kind of like, yeah, like someone could come across and be like, oh, okay, they claim this to be a daily thing, but it's it's barely been whatever. I don't know. Something about 35 is like if I was gonna stop, I would have stopped. I would have done it by now. You know what I mean? I feel like now we're going to the moon. To the moon. You know, it's like I'm trying to think of a Bitcoin joke, but I can't think of a single thing. Anyway, the quote. So far, we've had out of the actors' quotes we've done, we've had some terrible ones, some funny ones, some very predictable ones coming from Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I'll use his full name. Who else have we had? Jared Leto. Uh, Johnny Depp. Yeah, I think we had Johnny Depp. And today's one I actually quite like. It's not really like particularly funny. I just kind of like it. So I'm gonna read it to you right now. I just again, it's almost read out the completely wrong thing, which would have been, I was gonna say incriminating. Wouldn't have been incriminating. Would have just been not embarrassing either. It would have just been, um, you know, it'd be like it would have been bad. It would have been. I haven't got the words. Um, I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control. A little bit of Billy Elliot for you there. I don't know what chapter I'm on. I only know where I'm at. Fuck. Should I just... Right, so should I just hang myself? Should I just shoot myself 1 bullet in the head? Should I drink bleach? Should I... which method should I just kill myself then? I messed up the quote. I hate messing up the quote. God, it's upsetting. I don't know what chapter I'm on. I only know where I am. Good quote. You know why I like it? It's not preachy. It's not motivational. It's not like this is how you should live your life. Wake up every day with the grind set in mind. It's not like a go get that bread, go chase that bag. Get up at 7 a.m. It's like forcing it type thing. Showy, like a dumb little bar like when you waste time wastes you. And it's just like, what the fuck does that mean? It's just someone talking about their own life, their own perception, and then you just kind of read it and you're like, oh, either that will relate to you or it won't. It's not like being put out there with like the purpose of trying to influence other people. It's just someone's opinion. That sounded pretty good, so they clipped it up as a quote. And if you like it, you like it, and I like it. I don't. It's kind of nice because like you could be 45 and unemployed, but for all you know, you could be on chapter 1 of your life still. Turn over to chapter 2. You're a bloody millionaire, mate. Well done. Well done, geezer. You know, equally, it's just, it basically, you just don't know where you are in life. Like, you could be, right now, you could be at rock bottom, you could be on top of the world, but you don't know if you're at the end. You don't know this is it for you now. Like, how it is now is how it's always going to be. You're pretty much on your final chapter. Like, you could be on your final chapter at 18. You've pretty much done it all. You just don't know it yet. Or you could only get off the first chapter at 60. You know, you could have reached your peak 10 years ago. You could be reaching it in 30 years time. You could be in it right now. You know, you just don't know. It gives you a bit of I don't know, a bit of something. Keeps you going. On the grind set mindset, on my 5 a.m., you know, waking up. I wake up at noon today, but for tomorrow kind of earliness. Ice baths. It's one of these things when people are just like trying to force that they're like about that life. Like, I saw this thing. It was like a guy sitting in an ice bath. And when I say an ice bath, they're not like at a facility or like I don't know, at like an athlete at training or something, and they're in like an iced bath. They're not even in their bath. People choose to just do it in like a bin or something, or just like anything but their bath. I don't know why people just don't just do it in their bath and they're doing it like a homemade one, but no, people would rather sit in the bin, so they just sit in the bin. And there's this guy, and he was sitting in like a nice bath, and then he dunks his head under the water for like 20 seconds at a time, and he lifts it out, and he's like, and then there's like some Cartoon Network song playing, but it's been remixed, and it's like all motivational. And then there's like some Kevin Hart quote that's like, you know, when I start something, I finish it. If you're gonna start it, finish it. Don't give up. Don't quit stuff. Don't quit. I hate quitting. If I start something, it's gonna be done. I'm gonna get it done. If I start it, it's getting done. So I always tell people, if you do it, get it did. And then it's like, it's just one of these little, I'm just making light of something. Like, it's not that I do. It's just like, and I know them being in the ice bath obviously isn't, it just feels so dramatic. Like, oh, I'm not a quitter. I never stop. Like, nothing gets me down. I'm sitting in this ice bath. I'll get through it. You know, you can too. And it's like, mate, you're sitting in a wheelie bin. What do you want me to say? Like, you get over anything. Oh, I don't stop. I don't quit. You're sitting in a wheelie bin that you poured some ice cubes into. You know, like, it's a 60-second task. You know what I mean? And I get it's meant to like symbolize, oh yeah, but obviously this is like some sort of recovery. I'm also like training every day, and I'm doing this and doing that. But it's like, the fact you post the ice bath just feels like, yeah, it's just so performative. You know what I mean? Like, I'm proving I'm a hard worker. Like, I get it done. I don't quit. And you're proving that by what? Doing like a little 60-second task. And what? Because I don't want to do it, I'm not of the same ilk. Because I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. and sit in an ice bath. I'm not the same ilk. It's like, to me, it doesn't really prove anything. You know? It's like, I feel like anyone, and I already know the argument. If anyone could, why don't they? Because equally as to why don't they, is to why do they? Why? This is exactly what I mean. And also, I don't know. It's just like one of those things as well. Like, unless you're like a top performing athlete, it's really not. It just feels like something you're doing because, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a nice bath because, you know, I'm gonna sit in it, and, you know, I'm gonna prove that, like, I can go over it. Like, you want to get out. It's so cold, but you don't. You get through it. But it's like that. It's the stuff you're doing when the cameras aren't there, really, which proves if you're like, you've got this mindset you're talking about. You know what I mean? When you turn the camera off, then what? You know, are you actually whatever? And plus, like, it's such a physical thing as well. It's like, if you're an artist, what does sitting in my wheelie bin in the front garden at 4 a.m. do for me? You know, well, I guess if you want to argue against something gets you more productive for the day, you can argue that. But like, just singularly on this like particular thing, it's like, your job or whatever you're interested in might just require sitting in your room, or like traveling, or like admin work, or just nothing to do with like anything that would require you sitting in an ice bath. This is stupid chat. I don't know why I'm getting into it so much. I just looked at the time, and it was exactly 10 minutes, and it satisfied the absolute shit out of me. It's just a thought, you know. I'm just here to ask questions. I haven't got the answers. I put these out, you know. if anything that's on my mind that when I'm scrolling through and I think, why is that? Why do people do that? What are you trying to prove to me? You know what I mean? I just think, oh, I'll sit here later on, and I'll just write it down. I think I'll sit here later on. I'll just vomit it out somewhere. Just get it out there into the world. Maybe someone's got an answer for me. Yeah, I'm never saying I'm like definitely right. I know. I'm just so level-headed. Look at me. I'm a fucking legend. Another thing I got down here, because obviously I've been gassing myself up about wanting to get into, not into films. I'm into films already, but like actually get into them. Because I say I'm into them and I like them, but I don't watch enough. I watched like 10 last year, and I feel like there was this guy right on YouTube I came across. I had about 100 views on the video, so not like like a big film YouTube channel who's like known for doing it. So it's like a part of his job to watch films. And it was like ranking every film I watched this year. Part 1. Firstly, part 1. You know what I mean? Right? Part 1, 159 to 101. And it was just like, 159? I'm actually deep in even more now. So you watched a film like every third day, pretty much, a new film. And I know it's possible there's the content for it. But what the like, that to me, and also it's like, I only really want to watch stuff I think I'm gonna like, and I know that means you could miss out on stuff you like because you didn't give it a go. But I feel like that's a really rare occurrence that people don't talk about enough. Like, that is a possibility, yeah, but it's rare. Most of the time, if you look at something and you think, I won't like that, you don't, you know? It's like very rare. I look at like a meal, which has a bunch of ingredients in it that I know I despise, and I go, no, thank you, I wouldn't like that. But you've never had this meal before. Yeah, I know, but I'm looking at it and there's the texture of it. I just know myself. I know I wouldn't really like it. No thanks. But you haven't never tried it. How do you know you don't like it if you don't try it? I just know I don't. And you got to prove them wrong. Like, fine, okay, I'll take a bite. Take a bite. Yum, yum. Very good. And it's like, fucking, that was disgusting. And it's like, yeah, I could have guessed. And maybe there's that 1 out of 100 time where you bite into it and you're like, oh, fuck, man. No, I remembered this dish wrong. Or like, oh, man, no, this is actually really good. But for every one time it happens, there's 99 times where it doesn't happen. And when it comes to watching a film, like when it comes to eating a meal, it's a one bite thing. When it comes to watching a film, you're sitting there for 2 hours. So the risk doesn't outweigh the reward doesn't outweigh the risk. Like, so 99, fuck, why do the numbers have to be so difficult? 99 times 2. Right, let's try and do this. So, because 2 hours is like the standard for a film. So 99 times 2. Well, funny guy. You could just do 100 times 2, right? And that would be, why did my take so long? 200. And then what? Take away 2 or 4 or something. I don't know what you take away. Well, 99. 90 times 2 would be 180. And then 9 times 2 would be 118. Or sorry, it would be 18. So then it would just be 198. Yeah, 198. So 198 hours. I got to sit for 198 hours of dog shit hell for the off chance I get 2 hours of a good movie. This is a long convoluted way of saying that I am baffled by how people who genuinely like films, like, I didn't deep this. I thought maybe 50 max, 150. And it's not his job. He just comes home, he's like, oh, film. You know, you must have like no other interest. I feel like I'm like attacking him now. No, but like, it's the thing. I know for a fact he probably definitely does have other interests. It's like, how do you just get everything? You must really just love it. And it's like, you know what I mean? The Last of Us came out. There's 3 episodes out already. I don't feel like I need to rush. Like, I need to watch it now. And that guy probably he's already up to date. He's watched that. He's also watching he's watched all the Disney Plus shows. Even no. And this is the thing, right? I only want to watch stuff that I feel like is 8 out of 10. Like, I'm enjoying this. It's like I love this because it's your free time. This isn't work. Like, if you're not absolutely loving it, why are you doing it? It's your free time. And it's like, so many of the films, and he done one for TV shows as well. He's like, yeah, watched She-Hulk. It was fucking, it wasn't very good. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10, but I did finish it. And apparently they're gonna make a season 2, so I'll probably be watching that anyway. Mate, why? What? Who's done this to you? Blink twice if you need help. Has Marvel got a gun to your head? Why? You're watching so much stuff. Why not just cut the mid shit, cut the bad shit? You've just sat there and audibly said, "This is crap. I don't like it." Why did you finish it? And secondly, why are you gonna watch season 2? You don't have to watch every single thing just because it's in a genre you like or because you like films and TV shows. Just, you know what I mean? Like, the what I can say, which I'm happy with, is like, I know you want some variant, I get it, but like, TV shows is different because you don't have to finish it. You can get 2 episodes and be like, not for me. A film, it's like, if I'm there, I probably will just finish it. I mean, there's been rare occasions where I've had to just say no. But they would, if I go to the cinema, I know I'm gonna like it. I'm not gonna leave. I've never left the cinema before. I mean, if I'm watching something on streaming. But what I can say is, I watched like 10 films this year. The one I hated the most it was like Thor. Probably the worst film I saw last year. It was probably Thor, Love and Thunder. I didn't walk out of the cinema. Like, I didn't like it, but it still wasn't like, oh my god, this is like, you know what I mean? Most people, though, if you had to say, what's the worst thing you saw this year, they'd probably be able to list you like 10 things. And be like, yeah, this one 2 out of 10, this one 1 out of 10. It's like, how have you seen so much bad stuff? Did you not watch the trailer? A lot of people don't watch trailers or something, but it's like, how do you not know what you like? It's crazy. Why am I talking about this again? Oh my god. This was all because, right, a bunch of the films that are always nominated and stuff at Oscars, what I wanted to basically say was just this dumb point, how it's always like, it's like a really deep topic like racism or something on like race, gender, sexuality, like something deep where like you have the aggressors and like our main characters. Our main characters are obviously like the people being discriminated against or something. They're obviously the people, and then like the Hitlers of the whatever we're watching, the Nazis or whatever we're watching, whether that actually be Nazis or just like whatever the aggressor is of that thing, are like obviously like the villains of that story. And it's like, that's the stuff that's always nominated usually because it's like Oscar bait. It always does well. It's easy to tug on heartstrings and make something poignant and whatever. And it's like, a bit boring, isn't it though? Like, I don't know why people love. Like, why do people love? Like, there's a difference between not wanting like education. Obviously, you need to know what happened in the world and history and stuff like that. But out of enjoyment, like, how could 12 Years a Slave be your favorite film? I get it being well crafted or something, but like, I can acknowledge it's well crafted. I don't want to watch it. Like, I know the story. You know, I've done the lessons. I've done I've had. You know, you hear it just throughout life. Just by living, you're gonna be educated in life. You don't even have to sometimes outwardly seek it. You're gonna just know like things. People tell you things. You're gonna get into conversations with people, and it's gonna happen to you like that. If you live in like at least a multicultural area like London, New York, you're just gonna meet. You're gonna know stuff, right? Just by living. What the fuck are you getting out of that? It's just like depressing shit. And also, it's just like, boy, so we meet the people. Obviously, we know how history goes. We know that these are the bad guys, these are the good guys. We're following the good people. We don't want discrimination bad. It's like, if we're gonna do this boring, like, important but like boring Oscar bait stuff, why don't we just flip it on its head? You know, 12 Years a Slave master. You know, why don't we follow his journey? What was he getting up to? I want to see his daily routine, 24 hours in the life of a slave master. And I'm not saying they've got to be the good guy, but I love Infinity War. You know, Thanos gets most of the screen time. You know, has there been a movie, like, because there's so many movies about the war and about Hitler and stuff. Has there been any movies where it's 90% of the time we just follow Hitler around? And like, it'd be interesting, like, not that they try and humanize Hitler, but like we see him in other situations that aren't just like stoic, plain-faced, like out in the streets giving out commands to kill people and shit like that. But we see him like in his house. You know, when I say humanize him, I don't mean that you feel sympathy with him, but you see him like, you know, brushing his teeth, taking a shit, not visibly like, you know, not like, you know, looking down the eye of the storm, but just like stuff like that. And obviously he's still meant to be like, we're still meant to hate this guy, we're still meant to find this guy despicable in the film, like the message doesn't change. And 12 Years a Slave Master, that's obviously like, I'm just joking a little bit with how they would actually do it, but like it would be like a more interesting way. I still wouldn't really wanna like watch it. Like if I had to, like sure, you'll probably get something out of it educational wise, or just like it's a well crafted and cinematography, things like that. But it's that obviously it still wouldn't be like ever be up there probably for me. I just like I like to get a different type of feeling from movies. I'm there for a different reason. Whether that's like hype or just inspiration, I feel like is a big word that usually, like, I want to walk out feeling inspired. Like you want to walk out and the world feels more colourful, feels more vibrant, you know. So like as a kid, that's the main thing, because you're usually watching superhero movies, or I was when as a kid, you walk out and like there's fucking action music playing in your head when you walk out, and you feel like you got powers and shit like that, and it's just like like just walking straight, but inside your mind it just feels different. And when I say inspiring, so it's not gonna be you watching like an inspiring person, like a sports film, or like a big overcoming of like a whatever. Feel inspired from a film that's just like sick, or like portrays the world in like an interesting way, that's like, or like I don't know, like to an extent, when I watched Bones and all, I kind of felt like inspired after seeing it. I feel like The Fabelmans might give me that type of vibe. Tick Tick Boom made me feel like that. What other films? I don't know. Maybe like Lady Bird. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't remember it. But yeah. Anyway, 22:39. What year are we in? 2023. Oh my god, I was so close to looking up and seeing the exact time of year that we live in. Wouldn't that have been just whatever, but kind of cool, I guess. Weird coincidence. Yeah. The quote. I don't forget that again. I don't know what chapter I'm on. I only know where I am. It was a Timothy Chalamet quote. Chalamet, the god. Thanks. This is 35. On to 36.
With the kids, and I have like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,